Allisyn Arson is a serious candidate. Why is she a serious candidate? Because she spent the last 5 years getting money out of politics, and not just being a volunteer for Wolfpack and then eventually working for Wolfpack, but by succeeding. She helped to win in 5 different states, including the state of California. She got AJR 1 passed. That's the call for a convention to propose an amendment to get money out of politics. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to get anything passed in the state of California? It's the 6th largest economy in the world. It's a giant state. And so she organized over 1,000 volunteers to do it in California. That's why right now her main focus, and she's done a great job raising money, I'm gonna tell you about that in a second, but her main focus is to get more volunteers. She's got 1,300 volunteers basically right now, but go to AlisonHartson.com/now to volunteer, and you don't have to be just in California. You can make calls for her anywhere in the country. And she's running against Feinstein, who voted for the Bush tax cuts, voted to repeal the estate tax, voted for the Iraq war, and then hey, lo and behold, her billionaire husband got a giant multi-$100 million contract from the Iraq war. Then got contracts for real estate holdings regarding the post office. Another wild coincidence that Feinstein happens to be a powerful senator that made that happen. She's for the death penalty. I can go on and on. She's deeply conservative. So, and we were right. Allisyn is a serious candidate. That's why she's got all these people energized, and that's why she got 1,300 volunteers already, and she's gonna get 2,000, she's gonna get a lot more than that. And then both the San Francisco Chronicle and Mercury News reporting recently that she has taken in more what they call unitemized contributions, which are less than $200, so small donor money. She's gotten more than Dianne Feinstein, the legendary Dianne Feinstein, and the state senator in the race combined. They're like, oh, well, the state senator, he's a politician, and he is progressive some of the time, maybe a half or a quarter of the time. I bet if we begged him, we can get him all the way up to 45% of the time being progressive, right? Now, he's taking corporate donor money in the past from defense contractors, et cetera, et cetera. So what happened? Allisyn raised, from just small donors, $158,707. Feinstein, who's supposed to be unbeatable, only raised $111,524, and the state senator $31,427. That's how you know you got a serious candidate. Someone who comes into the race and in the first quarter beats the other 2 combined, right? So now that doesn't mean that some of the people that I've had on Rebel headquarters, if they didn't win, they weren't serious. No, look, some of them, like tonight, Anthony Clark lost, but he gave it his all against a deeply entrenched incumbent. He told us earlier in the night in this interview that Danny Davis had signs that says, Danny Davis, the name you know. Not particularly clever, but yes.
Super inspiring.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything for you, but at least you know my name.
Oh, I know that name. Let me go vote. Where do I vote?
So, no one gets anything against Danny Davis. He crushes everyone. No one even bothers to run against Danny Davis because he's that entrenched, right? But Anthony Clark is bold and he gave it a shot, and he's a just Democrat, and he came in at about a quarter of the vote. And that's more than people gave him a chance for. But that's how Cory Booker started. And he ran against the New York mayor, lost, and then did it again, and then won, and then became a senator. So, and Anthony Clark tonight said he's gonna go after Danny Davis again 2 years from now. He's not gonna relent. I love that attitude. So being serious doesn't mean that you have the higher chance of winning. It means you put in the effort, right?
Yeah.
And you know what you're doing, you've done it before, there's a reason why you're in the race, and you're dying to win so you could help people. I mean, Allisyn tells a story of how her family has been devastated by healthcare issues. And they really have, man. It has ripped her family apart. And then when her dad passed away, had over $1 million in debt. I mean, what kind of a sick country do we live in that when somebody in your family gets sick, then the rest of the family has to carry $1 million in debt? That's insane. That's insane. No other developed country does that. So Allisyn's running not for personal power and get her husband contracts. She doesn't have a husband. Okay, she's running so hey, the next time that doesn't happen to your family, and that makes all the difference. So I would say go support her. And AlisonHartson.com/now is for volunteers, but also JusticeDemocrats.com/Alison for contributions. And that also makes a big difference. That's how she got this lead in the first place among small dollar donations, but we got to keep that going because running a California Senate race is no joke. It takes a lot of staffers, a lot of money, even if you're not going to run TV ads.